Two-time sex offender Michael Leverett could have been back roaming his Davie streets in 2009 when his latest prison sentence ended. But the state argued he was so likely to engage in sexual violence, they kept him locked up until last October. One of more than 600 sex offenders held here at the Florida Civil Commitment Center in Central Florida, part of DCF's $30 million a year program to screen thousands of sex offenders set for release from prison and hold the worst of the worst indefinitely.
If you're going to let somebody out like this,
a program this Davie mom now knows all too well.
well, they're supposed to stay there until they're not a threat.
Right, well, he's still a threat.
Leverett was there 6 years until a prosecutor offered him a way out, continue treatment, and don't break any laws for 3 years.
I mean, he was only out for how long?
A month.
And what did he do?
He raped my daughter.
Because Leverett was not on probation, no official could question why he was returning to live at the family home, by then shared with a 16-year-old girl. One of two he's accused of having sex with more than 130 times within months of his release.
They should have kept him in there. They should have known. I mean, a psychiatrist should know whether the man's right in the head or not.
But two mental health professionals had agreed he was not likely to reoffend, giving Broward County Prosecutor Tara Sullivan no choice but to negotiate his release.
And now I have a proposed contract by the state and a settlement agreement.
Sullivan reached a similar agreement with this man, Glenn Davidow, who spent 12 years in prison for sex crimes and 6 more in the commitment center. Last month, he signed a 5-year contract and was released.
How does it feel to be free, Glenn?
Feels wonderful.
So this is the last time they're going to see you in a place like this?
Most definitely, most definitely.
Other than registering as a sexual predator, Davidow will have few other restrictions because he's not on probation.
What about now that you're free? Do you need support? Do you need supervision? Should someone be keeping a closer eye on you?
Well, I have support with my parents, and I have other support elsewhere, so everything will be great.
Prosecutor Sullivan sure hopes so.
And when they do walk through those doors, is there any way, if they're not on probation, that the state can make sure they transition safely?
That is the very difficult part of this program. Unlike being on a criminal probation, we don't have a paid supervisory office that is supervising them and monitoring them. And it's extremely important. It's the missing link that really offers the community security.
8 years after this report warned DCF it should find a way to supervise released predators, it's still only words on paper. And many sex offenders would still be released without anyone checking on them, like Jack Love, arrested again for raping a child after 2 years free, and Jermaine Moy, and Eric Smith, even Michael Leverett.
Bad move. Really bad move.
And that brings no comfort to this Davie mom.
Next time, come with the person and see where they're going to be living first.